Hello, good afternoon. I introduced myself. My name is Jessica Lorena Kulmatole. I am a statistics student. I am 19 years old. Today I present my project carried out during this semester. Let us begin. First term. In the first term, it was up to us to write a letter about what relations our career had with social networks and how we could apply statistics on social networks. Statistics in social networks. Let's start with clarifying the question, what is statistics? Statistics is a science that deals with gathering, organizing, and analyzing numerical data that help solve problems such as the scene of experiments and decision marketing that with statistics commonly called inference. In social networks, for example, with statistics in social networks, can analyze how many hours people used Instagram, Facebook, WhatsApp, etc. We can also see how many visit Facebook good on the day, how often people share for these social networks, also to get the data or percentage. For what people use these social networks, and as we all come very well, social networks were made to communicate. For this reason, most of the world is in social networks. Statistic models. If you hand data in the right way, you can predict people is tested. You too does it with different tools such as statistical models. We can recommend you music or videos that you might like. Statistics is the data science. It is very useful for a long list of professions. Second trend. For the second trend, we had to make a comment about how the pandemic has affected our social life. In this first part, I tried to show you what my life was before the pandemic. I love it. Going to college. Here, I show you the happiness it gave me to see my colleagues, and in the third bullet point, my family deals me that we began quarantine. In this, I showed you what was going on my night and with altered people went out to do the market. The most difficult thing about this quarantine was leaving my grandmother in the Herton and not being able to visit her. In this, we are already prepared to go into quarantine. And finally, we come out of quarantine, but what does not imagine that the coronavirus will disappear. Trip train. In this trip train, we make some rules and recommendations to avoid the situation similar to the coronavirus. Rules. As a first rule, It thinks that people should be more responsible with the current situation. Another rule for the commercial part is to create suitable places so that people can go to consume it and not have to close the establishment to leave it people without work. Recommendations. My first recommendation is to be very neat. It is actually sometimes fundamental to avoid another similar situation. And finally, take care of the environment since it is our home and body pollute garbage, generates what smell and diseases. Thank you very much for your attention.